Hi, hello, welcome to my channel. So you just got a new tarot or oracle deck and you're thinking, what do I do with this? Well, stay tuned to discover my tips for connecting to your new deck and get 4 bonus tips on how to learn your card meanings at the end of the video. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Ellie. I'm an intuitive tarot and oracle card reader, healer, and witch. I have been practicing for about 10, 11 years now, and I just now decided I should bring my gifts to the internet. I want to share with everyone. I love reading. It makes me so happy, and I enjoy doing this for as many people as I possibly can. So, you're interested in tarot, and you just got a new deck, and you're wondering, well, what do I do with this? So, if you want to know more, then continue watching this video and I'll let you know how I do it myself. Some of the things that I do, this is not going to be what everybody does. You can pick and choose what seems right to you, what resonates with you, okay? If you're interested in what I have to say, I will hope that you guys would smash that subscribe button and follow me, turn on notifications so you know every single time I post and you never miss a reading. If you like what I have to say, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up so I know what you guys like and what you'd like to see more of, okay? Thank you. Well, let's get on to it. Hi, thank you for joining me. So you got a new deck and you want to know what to do with it. Well, I'm here to tell you how I connect with my deck and how you can too. Okay? So, one of the first things that you can do when you get a new deck, like this one, this is my newest deck, the Shapeshifter Oracle deck. I'll see if I can find an Amazon link for you guys and put it in the description box. This has the most beautiful illustrations that I've ever seen. This is my favorite deck. I really love this deck. So I just got this deck not too long ago, and I'm going to share with you guys what I did with this deck, and you guys can see what resonates with you and what doesn't resonate with you. Okay? So the very first thing that I do is I look through all the cards. I look at the illustrations and like what the pictures mean, if they have words on them, what they say. I look at color scheme, like this one, the girl looks sad. You know, I notice if they look like kind of angelic, or if it's like dark and gloomy, or if it has some color to it, stuff like that. Moons, and I also notice like she has a tattoo here of a wolf's paw, stuff like that. I just notice little things like that. And what you could do is pull out the cards that like you're like, oh, I love this snake princess, I love this one. I don't know why I love this one, but I love this one. Don't think too much about it. If you love that one, set it aside, okay? And after you go through all the deck and you have your little pile, let's say, you know, 4 or 5 cards here, and you're like, oh, I really love these 4 or 5 cards, you could take your guidebook that comes with, almost all decks should have a guidebook with it, and it'll tell you what the meanings of them are. Like, I even like dog ear some of the like pages that I want to remember and stuff like that. One of the cards that I like, this is actually the Snake Princess. So like, yeah, so it'll tell you about the card and everything like that, what the meanings are, and anything that has to do with the card. Okay, so you can go through and look at that. Now, I don't recommend going through and looking at the meanings of every single card, because that could take a really long time, and especially with a tarot deck, they tend to have more than a oracle deck, although this one has a lot. So if you go through all of them and are reading, you're going to get bored, okay? You're eventually going to get bored. You're going to want to put it down. You might not want to pick it up again. It might turn you off from your deck, you know? So just pick out the ones that you really love for whatever reason and look up those ones, and you'll learn the rest of them as you go, okay? So after you read your cards and you look at through all the pictures and the illustrations and the words and whatever, and you looked up everything that you wanted to look up in the description book, you want to know what's next, right? You want to know, what do I do? So what you're going to do next takes a little bit more work. However, I personally feel this is the most important part, is to charge and cleanse your deck. So if you bought this in a store or Amazon, especially on like a website or something like that, most likely a lot of people have touched your cards, and if one of them's having a bad day, negative energy on your deck, okay, on your package, it's just there, you know. So you want to cleanse it, and then you want to charge them so that you can connect to them better, okay? So your spirit and your spirit guides will know that these cards are for you to speak to you through, okay? So there's a few different ways. There's probably a million different ways to do this, but I'm going to talk about 3 right now, okay? So the first way I'm going to talk about is a full moon charge. So what you would do is, or actually I should tell you why first. So the full moon, it has tons of potential for like cleansing, not cleansing, but it has tons of potential for charging your deck and bringing magic and intentions and setting intentions into it and all that. So and it also does have a cleaning energy to it also. It gives off like a cleaning vibe. So it is like a 2-for-1. It cleans and charges your deck at once, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to take your deck, and you could put them in order if you want. You could just leave them however they were from the last time you shuffled them. You could split them up into sections, you know, like different piles, however you want to do it. But you're going to take them, you're just going to set them on the windowsill or somewhere where moonlight is going to like submerge the whole deck. I like to leave it for the whole night, so you know, that's the longer the better, you know, the whole time the moon's out. So look at when the moon comes out, set it out, and just leave it there the whole night, pick it up the next morning. So with the full moon, like I said, you're gonna charge, and you're going to set intentions, okay? So you'll set intentions like when you're setting it out, maybe you'll just put your hand on your deck and you say, I intend to use these cards to, and then whatever your intentions are, and you put that out into the universe, and then you put them in your moon bath, okay? And then you're going to just take them the next morning and shuffle them, do whatever you want with them, do a read with them. That's probably the best thing to do, is to read them yourself, do a read on yourself, I mean. But that's one way. And the next way I'm going to talk about is crystals. So if you are like me and you're really into crystals and you want to use crystals to charge your deck, you absolutely can, okay? Now you can use them to cleanse, and you can use them to charge, okay? So what you would do is you would take crystals like obsidian, or I personally like black stones, black crystals, because I feel like they absorb the negative energy. Obsidian's really good for that, so it would cleanse your deck by absorbing any negative energy or anybody's energy at all. And then you could take other crystals like maybe amethyst or moonstone, and you would use those to set your intentions in charging your deck to connect with your spirit guides, to bring you a higher knowledge of information from people, to download more information or better information, whatever your intentions are, okay? So what you would do is you're going to set them maybe on your altar, or some people like to do this in conjunction with the full moon ritual. So if you're putting them on your windowsill for the full moon, you'll put your crystals on top. But I like to put mine on my altar. You just set them on your altar, like these ones are. So I'd set them on my altar, and I would take, X, Y, and Z crystals, and you could put them on them. You could put them around them. It doesn't matter, as long as they're connecting in vicinity of your deck, it will work. So then you'll set your intentions. Like I said, you'll tell that, you'll place your crystal on there and say, my intention for this deck is, and then set your intentions, okay? And then leave them there overnight and come get them in the morning. And now the third way that I'm going to tell you, which is one of my favorite ways, is dun, 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 smoke. Okay? So you can use incense, you can use smudge sticks, you can use smudge wood, sage, whatever. All I ask personally is that whatever you source is ethically sourced and not over sourced. We don't want to put Mother Nature's, living things in extinction. We love Mother Nature and she loves us. Okay? We don't want to make her angry. We already did that. Alright? So I like to use incense. So you just use your incense, one for cleansing and one for setting intentions, or maybe you have an incense that could do both. You could take two different incense, you could hold them together, like pretend this is a whole incense, and you could just hold them together, light them both up, and have both of the smokes going. However you want to do it, it is up to you, but you want to make sure that your deck is submerged and permeated with the sacred smoke, right? So I like to go underneath and move my incense back and forth, flip it over, back and forth. I like to make sure it gets in all the sides, bottom, and I did this for a few minutes, so I'm not going to do it for a few minutes on camera, but I would do it for probably 5 to 10 minutes, depending on just how long I feel like I need to do it for. And I just go all over different angles, I just want to make sure it's all covered. Sometimes I'll even do individual cards, especially if I feel like I did a reading and I got some negative energy and those cards were pulled. Maybe I will pull those ones out specifically and just make sure that they are submerged in smoke, right? Now, when using fire, be fire safety, or use fire safety, okay? Make sure anything that you're burning, you have a good, something you're supposed to be burning stuff on, okay? Don't just be putting stuff all willy-nilly, alright? Don't be burning your house down because Ellie told you to. Don't do that. I did not tell you that, okay? Okay, so, the third way that I want to talk about, you can do an interview spread, okay? So, what you're going to do is you're going to take your deck and you're going to shuffle. This might be a little hard to see, sorry. So you're going to shuffle however many times you feel like shuffling. Okay. Some people like to knock their energy in. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Just depends on what I feel. What I like to do is spread my cards out like a fan, like this, on my desk, right in front of me. All the way, you probably can't see it on camera, but, they would look something like this, all the way out, spread in front of me so I can see all of them, right? And then there's going to be 5 questions that I ask my deck. And what I do is I ask the question, and I run my hand over, and I close my eyes, and when I feel the energy, there's a lot of energy coming from that one, I pull that card, and I set it down in the first position, and I do that for each question. The first question that I ask it is going to be, what area of my life can this deck help me with? The second question is, what tone can I expect from this deck? The third question is, what are your strengths? The fourth question will be, what are your weaknesses? And the fifth question is, what kind of readings are best read with this deck? Okay, I will leave those questions in the description box down below so you guys can copy and paste them somewhere, take a picture, whatever you want, if you want to use those questions. Now, feel free to ask them whatever questions you feel like asking. But every deck has its own personality, its own quirks, and funny things about it, and all you have to do is ask. So what you would do is you would flip over the card, and you will use your guidebook again, right here. Use your guidebook and read what you interpret it is saying to you, okay? So that is the third way. in a very, very good way on how to learn what your deck is all about and the personality that it gives off, okay? That's a great way to connect with it. It's a great way to talk with it. It's a great way to let your spirit know that you're using this deck to communicate, okay? Now, the final way that I'm going to talk about connecting with your deck is going to be sleeping with your deck. You could sleep with it under your pillow, or you could sleep with it next to you. I sleep with mine under my pillow for 7 days straight. Unless there's a full moon. And if I feel like if I didn't charge it already with crystals or smoke, which I probably already did because those are quicker ways, I don't have to wait for a full moon. But if there's like a full moon the first or second day that I have the deck, I'll use the full moon. I also charge my crystals that way too, so usually I have both out. So then I sleep with them for 7 days under my pillow, and you can sleep with them next to you, you can sleep with them like on a table right next to you, but it needs to be like really in your vicinity. Under your pillow is really good. What I like to do is wrap them in a pillowcase, like an empty pillowcase, and just kind of wrap them up and stick them underneath my pillowcase so that way they don't get all crazy. And I don't have a big box underneath my pillow. No, that's not comfortable. So, yeah, that's how I do that. You can do it for 1 day, you can do it for 7 days, you can do it for 14 days, however many days that you feel like you want to do it. I personally just do 7 days. I did promise, I did promise 4 tips on ways that you can learn your deck, okay? So, the first way I have for you to learn your new deck is to do a daily pull. Simple. Every day, shuffle, and you say, Spirit, can you give me a card for the day? What would you like me to know? I talk to them like they're my best friend, you know? Like I would my best friend. And then you pull your card out, and my card says, The Mermaid and the Turtle, an elder will teach you. And then, you can look up in your guidebook what that card means, and you will know, you'll start to learn one by one what the cards mean, okay? So the second way I have for you to learn your deck card meanings is to take a course. Now, this can be in person, this can be online, or you could do what I do and get a tarot book, or an oracle book. And these, like, it's a whole course in a book, and you can go at your own pace, and I like to write it on a separate sheet of paper so I can use this book as much as I want with as many decks as I want, okay? The third way that I have for you is to make a cheat sheet. Just write down the name of the deck and a few characteristics of it upright and a few characteristics of it in reverse, and writing it down will help you put it to memory, and also you'll have it there to look at when you're doing readings, and that will help you put what meanings with names. And the last way I have for you is to download an app. There's an app for everything. There's an app for tarot, okay? There are 2 apps that I have used a few times. I don't normally use an app, but it is a good way to use to learn your new deck. One of them is, I know I'm going to butcher this, Labyrinthos. And the other one is Golden Thread Tarot. I will put the description, or I'll write them in the description box below so you guys can go look them up and see if you can download those on your phone. Let me know if you guys use any other apps for tarot. Leave it in the description box, or yeah, leave it in my description, right? Leave it in my comments. And I can't wait to hear from all of you guys. Thank you for spending time with me and learning how I break in my new deck and how you can as well. I hope you find use in these tips. Let me know if you liked this video by giving it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bells, and never miss an upload. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone who tunes in. You guys are so wonderful. Catch me on Tuesday with a chakra reading. Yes, we're going to do a full chakra spread reading just for you guys. Alright? Have a good one. Bye.